You might think it's just age catching up with you. Your legs feel unsteady, your grip doesn't hold like it used to. But what if the issue isn't time, but something that shows up on your plate every morning? Today, we're revealing one of the most damaging yet overlooked breakfast habits that's quietly draining strength from seniors. And more importantly, we'll show you how to shift your mornings so you can stay strong, balanced, and independent for years to come. The fight against age-related muscle loss doesn't start at the gym. It starts in your kitchen. You open your eyes and start your day like usual. Maybe you're not feeling that hungry, so you just brew a cup of coffee, toast a piece of bread, and carry on. It seems harmless, even routine. But that simple choice, made in passing and repeated for years, might be setting the stage for weakness, fatigue, and even instability on your feet. What seems small is actually one of the first dominoes in a larger chain reaction affecting your physical power. Your muscles wake up hungry. After a night of fasting, they're depleted, waiting to be refueled. But if that fuel never comes, or comes in the wrong form, your body flips into a mode known as catabolism. Instead of rebuilding, it starts tearing down. And the first thing to go, your muscle tissue. This is how sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, takes root. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens when your body is consistently denied what it needs to stay strong. Breakfast is often treated like an afterthought. But according to findings in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, the body's ability to rebuild muscle is highest shortly after waking. That window is precious. But if you start your day with nothing but caffeine, refined carbs, or sugar-laced snacks, you're missing the signal. Instead of regenerating, your muscles remain in breakdown mode. The opportunity is lost before the day even begins, and the impact goes deeper. These quick breakfasts, toast, juice, cereal, tend to be high in simple sugars and low in protein. That causes your blood sugar to spike quickly, followed by a crash. You might feel a burst of energy only to feel shaky or foggy within an hour. Meanwhile, your muscles are being starved. Without the protein and nutrients they need, they lose the ability to respond, repair, and stay firm. Most older adults don't realize they're underfueling their muscles, especially in the morning. You might feel full, but inside, your body is begging for building blocks. So, what should breakfast look like if you want to stay steady and strong? The answer is simpler than you think. Focus on whole nourishment. Eggs, nut butter, Greek yogurt, oats, whole grain bread, and water. Even something as small as half an egg or a spoonful of almond butter can help. You're not just eating, you're sending a message. These muscles still have a purpose. Let's keep them strong. We often think of strength training or mobility exercises as the keys to staying fit after 60. And they are important, but they're not enough if you're missing the most critical window for muscle support. The first 2 hours after waking. This is when your metabolism is most receptive. Your body is primed to absorb, rebuild, and recharge. But most people unintentionally sabotage this window by skipping meals or eating foods that provide zero support to aging muscles. Think about how many times you've rushed your mornings, convincing yourself you'd eat something later. Maybe you had errands to run, or a doctor's appointment. Maybe the coffee was enough to keep you going. But what you didn't realize was that every skipped or nutrient-poor breakfast became a silent withdrawal from your muscle bank. And over time, your strength checks started bouncing. The body, like any bank, has limits on how long it can give without receiving. When you don't give your body enough fuel, especially protein and essential nutrients, it doesn't just pause in place, it adapts. And unfortunately, that adaptation means shrinking muscle mass, increased fatigue, and higher risk of falls. In fact, studies have shown that inadequate morning nutrition is one of the hidden predictors of hospitalizations among older adults. It's not just about what you eat. It's when you eat it and whether your body has the tools it needs to keep you upright, moving, and thriving. Let's get practical. What's missing in most breakfasts? High-quality protein, healthy fats, and fiber. These are the elements that support muscle retention, stabilize blood sugar, and keep you feeling full without energy crashes. And yet, they're the first to go when we grab a muffin or sip sugary tea. That's why small tweaks matter. An egg instead of toast, chia seeds in your yogurt, a scoop of protein powder in your smoothie. These aren't fads. They're reinforcements for your body's foundation. Some people worry that eating more in the morning will cause weight gain, but the truth is, the opposite often happens. When your body receives steady, nourishing fuel early in the day, it becomes more efficient. Your cravings shrink, your energy rises, you're less likely to reach for snacks late at night because you're no longer running on empty. You don't need to eat a feast, but you do need to eat with intention. Let this be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. Your mornings are not just for waking up. They're for protecting everything you've built. Your bones, your balance, your independence. One good breakfast can help prevent a bad fall. One small decision can protect your future mobility. Every day is a chance to do it right. And it starts with those first 2 hours. Sometimes, the biggest threats aren't loud or obvious. They sit quietly in your kitchen cabinet or refrigerator, disguised as healthy choices. For many seniors, especially those trying to eat lighter or reduce calories, these choices often include low-fat yogurts, flavored oatmeal packets, or cereal bars. But here's the truth. Many of these products are loaded with sugar and stripped of the very nutrients your body needs to preserve strength and stability. You might see a label that says low-fat or heart-healthy and feel reassured. But turn the box over, and you'll often find 15 to 20 grams of sugar before the day has even begun. That kind of sugar spike doesn't just raise your glucose, it inflames your muscles, disrupts your energy, and leads to quicker muscle breakdown over time. It's like trying to build a house on sand. You're eating, but not nourishing. Another problem? Empty calories. Foods that fill you up temporarily without providing any real support. White bread, juice, sugary cereals, they go down easy, but leave your body scrambling for resources. The result? You feel tired mid-morning, shaky by lunch, and possibly lightheaded. Your muscles aren't getting amino acids, and your brain isn't receiving steady fuel. You're not failing your body, your breakfast is. Instead, we need to return to real, whole foods. Things your grandmother would recognize. Eggs, oats, whole grain toast with real nut butter, cottage cheese, or a small handful of nuts. These foods may not come with colorful packaging or trendy branding, but they do something more important. They restore your strength from the inside out. They give your body what it recognizes, what it knows how to use, and what it's been asking for. One especially helpful tip: focus on including protein in every morning meal. Protein is the building block for muscle maintenance and repair, especially as we age. And yet, most people over 60 get the majority of their protein at dinner, missing the golden opportunity to use it early in the day when the body is most receptive. You don't need to overhaul your diet. You just need to reorder your priorities. Start strong, and your entire day rises with you. The truth is, most people aren't lazy or neglectful. They're simply uninformed. No one told you that your breakfast could be hurting your strength. But now you know, and that knowledge is a gift. It means you can choose differently, starting tomorrow. It means you can stop that silent loss and rebuild from the moment you open your eyes. One simple change. That's all it takes to begin. Your body speaks a quiet language, and your muscles, they listen to every bite you take. Especially after 60, every meal becomes a message. You're either telling your body, "Stay strong, I still need you," or you're unintentionally saying, "It's okay to let go." That's how powerful food becomes in later years. Not just a source of comfort, but a direct signal to your biology about whether to build or break down. The mistake many make is thinking that aging automatically means weakness. But research proves otherwise. With proper nutrition, especially in the morning, older adults can regain muscle mass, improve balance, and even reduce the risk of falls. You are not at the mercy of time. You're in conversation with it. And every breakfast is part of that conversation. Imagine your muscles as a team of workers waiting at the job site. If no materials arrive, the project halts. But if protein, vitamins, and healthy fats show up, the workers begin. They repair, they rebuild, they strengthen. That's what happens when you feed your body with intention. Your muscles don't just survive, they thrive. And that strength spills into everything. How you walk, how you stand, how you live. It's easy to overlook, because the results aren't instant. You won't feel a miracle the first morning you change your habits. But give it time. 2 weeks, 3, and you'll notice it in the small things. Fewer stumbles. Longer walks without getting winded. The ability to lift a bag of groceries without strain. These small victories stack up into something larger, independent. The beautiful part is, this isn't about being perfect. You don't need to count every gram of protein or prepare gourmet meals. Just start with awareness. Ask yourself, did I give my body something to work with today? Even a boiled egg, a spoonful of peanut butter on toast, or a small bowl of oats with chia seeds sends the right signal. Strength isn't built in a gym, it's built in your daily choices. So let today be the day you begin to speak clearly to your body. Not with fear, not with shame, but with care. Let your food say, I still value this life. I still choose strength. I still choose to show up fully today. Because your muscles aren't just watching, they're waiting. And they're ready to rise with you. It may surprise you to learn that what you eat for breakfast can determine whether you stay on your feet or end up in the hospital. For older adults, one of the leading causes of injury is a fall. But behind many of those accidents is a less visible culprit. Unstable blood sugar, weak muscles, and poor energy, all rooted in how the day begins. Breakfast doesn't just feed your stomach. It fuels your balance, your stability, and even your reflexes. When your body doesn't receive adequate nourishment in the morning, it sets off a chain of stress signals. Your blood sugar drops. Your brain scrambles to stay alert. Your muscles lose responsiveness. That's when accidents happen. Reaching for a chair, stepping off a curb, standing up too quickly. It's not always age, it's energy mismanagement. A proper breakfast can restore that stability before your day even unfolds. Let's take the example of balance. Good balance isn't just about coordination. It requires strong core muscles, responsive leg strength, and a sharp mind. All of those systems rely on proper fueling. Without enough nutrients, the signals between your brain and body slow down. That's why even simple tasks, climbing stairs, turning around, reaching overhead, can suddenly feel wobbly or unsteady. It's not weakness, it's undernourishment. Now consider hydration. Many seniors start their mornings already dehydrated from the night. Then they have a cup of coffee, which acts as a diuretic. Without even realizing it, you've begun the day in a deficit, low on fuel and low on fluids. This combination is dangerous. Dizziness, fatigue, even fainting become more likely. That's why including a glass of water with your breakfast is just as important as what's on your plate. Here's something powerful to remember. Strength isn't only built in the body. It's preserved in the choices you repeat. You don't need a fancy supplement or a strict diet. You need consistency. A simple, steady breakfast habit rich in whole foods and water can do more for your safety than any cane or walker ever could. It's invisible protection, and you control it. So next time you wake up, think of your balance before your schedule. Before checking your phone or rushing into the day, check in with your body. Ask, have I given it what it needs to hold me up today? Because sometimes The most powerful act of self-care isn't loud. It's quiet. It's a well-fed body, standing strong in silence. For decades, breakfast may have felt like an afterthought, something you grabbed quickly, skipped entirely, or filled with foods that quieted hunger without offering much else. But now, this moment can become something more. A ritual of renewal, a daily declaration that you're choosing strength over decline, intention over autopilot, because every new day is an invitation to treat your body like it still matters. Many older adults fall into the trap of believing that the damage is already done. "I've eaten like this my whole life," they say. But your body is always listening, always ready to respond. Muscle tissue can still grow, energy can still return, balance can still improve. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about reclaiming presence, the ability to move through your home with confidence, to garden, to walk, to lift your grandchild. That power starts with your first meal. Think of breakfast as a handshake with your future self. When you choose protein, hydration, and real food, you're not just satisfying hunger. You're building the version of you who still climbs stairs without hesitation, who still gets up from chairs without needing help. That's not a fantasy. That's biology, responding to your decisions. Even after 60, 70, or 80, your body remains incredibly adaptable. And yet, this doesn't have to be complicated. A small bowl of cottage cheese with fruit, a hard-boiled egg and a slice of whole-grain toast, a smoothie with spinach, banana and protein powder, even leftovers from last night's chicken and vegetables can be a powerful breakfast. What matters most is what it gives your body: strength, stability, and endurance. It's also okay to start small. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Begin with one change. Replace one sugary breakfast item with a better choice. Add one glass of water. Sit down for 5 peaceful minutes to eat instead of rushing. These tiny steps are like bricks, and soon you'll be standing on a foundation you've built yourself, stronger than before. So tomorrow morning, don't just wake up, rise. Honor your body with food that fuels it, respects it, and reminds it that you're still in this fight for vitality. Because when you treat breakfast like a ritual, it starts treating you like a lifeline, a quiet promise that no matter your age, you are still worth nourishing. What if I told you that eating well in the morning is less about discipline and more about self-respect? Because that's what it truly is. When you take the time to feed your body properly, you're telling yourself that you still matter, that your well-being, your mobility, your presence in this world are worth protecting. That kind of message sinks deeper than any diet ever could. It's an act of love disguised as breakfast. Too often, older adults fall into patterns of self-neglect, not out of laziness, but from a quiet belief that their needs are no longer urgent, that younger people deserve the effort, the good food, the focus. But let me say this clearly: you are not past your prime. You are still here, and the way you begin your day is a statement about how you intend to show up in your life from this point forward. You've carried others, raised children, worked long hours, cared for partners. You've put yourself last, often for noble reasons. But now is the season to prioritize your strength, not selfishly, but wisely. Because when you eat with intention, when you nourish your body in the quiet hours of morning, you gain the energy to keep giving, to keep walking into this world with your shoulders back and your feet steady. Your muscles don't ask for luxury. They ask for consistency. A little protein, a little movement, and hydration can go farther than most people realize. And when those habits become a rhythm, something you do not out of pressure, but out of care, you'll find something incredible happens. Your energy returns, your mind clears, you feel like yourself again. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about honoring your now. You are not trying to rewind the clock, You are simply refusing to let time rob you of strength you still possess. That begins, quietly and powerfully, each morning at your kitchen table. When you stop skipping yourself, when you stop telling your body, "I'll deal with you later." Because the truth is, your body has waited long enough. So, rise with purpose tomorrow, lay out something nourishing the night before. Make your morning meal an offering to the version of you that still wants to thrive, not just survive. And with each day, you'll feel it in your steps, your breath, and your smile. This is how strength is rebuilt, in silence, in softness, but always in love. In a world that often rushes past its elders, strength becomes a quiet form of rebellion. Not the kind built in loud gyms or strict routines, but the kind that begins at dawn, with a bowl of oats, a glass of water, and a choice. The decision to nourish yourself every morning isn't just about food. It's a declaration that you're still participating in your own life. Fully, proudly, on your terms. This revolution doesn't need applause. No one may see you add that egg to your plate or choose nut butter over jam. But your body notices. Your heart steadies. Your steps grow more certain. What you do in the morning, in silence and without fanfare, prepares you to meet the rest of the day with grace, resilience, and dignity. And that's what aging well is all about. Preserving the spirit through mindful care. There will always be voices that say it's too late to make a change. That decline is inevitable. But your body is wiser than that. It knows how to heal. It remembers how to strengthen. And it will respond eagerly if you give it what it needs. One nourishing breakfast at a time, you write a new chapter. One where you are not fading but flourishing. So start simple. A boiled egg and half an avocado. A spoonful of chia seeds in yogurt. A glass of warm water with lemon. Let it become a sacred moment. 5 minutes just for you. Not a diet, not a rule, a ritual. One that reminds you that your health is worth effort, your strength is worth preserving, and your life is still worth leading with energy and pride. Because the truth is, it's never just about breakfast. It's about waking up and choosing to protect everything you've earned. Your mobility, your confidence, your independence. It's about believing that even after 60, 70, or 80, you're not done growing stronger. You're just getting better at doing it with wisdom. And if you've made it this far, you're already proving something rare. You care enough to keep rising. So here's your final challenge. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you're one of the few who still chooses strength every single day. Because aging isn't the end of power, it's the beginning of using it wisely.